the year after a big injury for Saquon Barkley, and he's come out looking strong for the New York Giants. He gives us this gem of a run to start off the year against what we now know is a strong Tennessee Titans defense. You can see when you're watching the film and comparing it to last year that Saquon has gotten a step back and there's extra burst from what he had last year, and he looks more like what he looked like pre-injury. That shows up in the straight line speed and how long it takes him to get there, sure, but it also shows up in the amount of jukes he makes and the amount of confidence that he's able to cut with at this point. Right there, he makes the nice jump cut against the Cowboys to get himself out into space and then turns on the burners to get the edge and then does his little Jordan celebration that I like. And of course, with Saquon, with the amount of burst and speed he has, he'd still be pretty good if he didn't have any strength. But of course, as you see here, arm tackles aren't going to cut it with him. He runs with power, and when he's decisive in the ways that he is, and he's able to do things like that spin out right there, it makes him extremely dangerous in the open field and between the tackles. So you can do whatever you need to do with him to be successful with your offense. And the New York Giants under Brian Daboll have leaned into making Saquon Barkley the focal point of the offense, and rightly so, given what he has around him. He is the most talented piece, and he is what makes this offense explosive. So having the defense care about what he has going on is what's going to make everything else go at this point. There's a lot of season left at the time of this recording, but I say whatever happens, and even with the Giants slowing down a little bit right now, that Saquon has made a strong case for his free agency going forward with his dynamic play. Players that can turn the tide of your team, regardless of position or the type of guys that you want to pay in free agency. It'll be interesting to see what the Giants do with that going forward because he's really carried them up until this point.